sit here going.
Right again. There's too much white behind you. Maybe if you turn off the lights behind you. Can you turn off like one of the middle lights for a second? Please.
So we're having technical difficulties today. Well, we're having lots of difficulties today. Everything worked great earlier today.
Thanks. I think that's just what it's.
Well, the last time we had the round light. We don't have the round light.
Yeah, I know, but then you would be brighter.
I am so bright.
You're already.
I am just so bright.
Future is so bright, you gotta wear shades.
We have two people. Hey, I did wear my shades today because I thought I was going to have to look at the white light.
Yes. I don't.
Look at the white light, Chris.
Are you
As
okay?
he gets ready.
I'm good.
If I'm crowding you, let me know.
Well, how does the art look?
I don't know. You don't have any art up?
Here, I'll give you this. I gives you this. Yeah, I gives you this. Do we look okay?
I'm trying to get there, kiddo. I'm feeling very grinchy right now because. Okay, now you're way close.
Well, the good thing is we only have 6 people on with us.
It's delightful. Hey, Ford, how are you?
And they can hear us. So we were prepared, and then everything kind of blew up. So we're sorry we're coming on a little late.
Happy holidays to you guys too.
Are they saying happy holidays?
On Instagram.
Late.
No.
Now my phone's doing it.
We're so together.
The thing is, we were really together earlier. This is not fair.
Well, the stupid thing is also, like for me, I was busy coloring and I was not watching the time. And Chris is like, Zia, it's 7:30. I'm like, oh crap! And I gotta go set up all this damn equipment. And then we didn't have the password.
Our computer locked us out. Hal
And I was
said
like,
no.
Yeah,
AI said no show tonight.
I'm sorry, Zia.
You have a different password than any other machine in
Right?
your place.
Grogu said no, no, no.
It's like if you've ever seen the movie Home, the Boov, they all have the same password except for this one Boov. Hello, Erin in Mumbai.
All right. I think you have to move down a little bit with the cameras because you're cutting off my Hardee's menu.
Well, you
What?
shoved it all the way
Well,
the
do you want me
frick
to back it up?
forward. Yeah, somewhere in between where you started and where you are.
What's up?
That's groovy.
And there's our show music. So we're just going to act like we're starting now and you haven't seen the last 2 to 3 minutes of this.
Lord, welcome to Julia Child's Arts with Neil Adams.
We are so sorry we're so screwed up tonight. But some nights are just like that.
And Bill Schaefer says, "Don't be a Grinch. Let's have a studio tour."
Our studio's just a disaster. We haven't gotten the tree up yet. Yeah. Once they get the tree up, which
Yeah,
I
let
have
me
to go
give you the
down
short
to
version.
storage.
No.
We're not cringing, but I'm interviewing the Grinch tonight. He is my co-host tonight as the Grinch.
I'm no good at doing a Grinch voice. I can't help you look it up.
Yeah, I can't do the Grinch either.
Caribbean,
Rich can be the Grinch tonight.
Mr. Grinch.
Okay, so we're gonna start over again, like this is the beginning of our show.
Start again.
And action.
Okay. So hi everybody, we're here and we're back on. We're on Instagram with Rich. We're on Facebook and the Neil Adams YouTube
YouTuber.
channel. So you can find us on YouTube now. We're still kind of finding our way through this. So we're not 100% yet, but we are getting closer. And we have some cool things that we're gonna try and do tonight.
I think the correct phrase is we're bumbling through this.
Bumbling.
And finding our way.
I would use the word
But
polish.
Z and I have some really great fun ideas for our future, but we are on definitely the learning curve right now. So But at least we are fast at picking it all up.
I should check to see if we're even on YouTube right now.
I know we're on Facebook because I'm on Facebook.
I will check.
So what I did was, and so at some point Zia will come in on my Hardee's job. She's just a back cameraman tonight. What can I say?
Well, we weren't talking about it. We were introducing the show, and you
Well, I
haven't
brought
gone
out
over the
some.
rules
I
yet.
brought out some art because I was going through some stuff.
Can you tilt it a little towards me?
Yeah, you got to find a happy medium between
Yeah,
me
it's-
and
I
Rich.
forgot you were a camera tonight.
Thanks.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Camera.
I thought we got rid of that.
He's just here to be pretty.
Right. He's just here to run the front music
I'm just
for us.
eye candy.
So this is a Hardee's ad that I pulled out of a folder while I was looking for some art today. And I was like, here's an oldie. So this is a Hardee's placemat. This is some of our commercial work that not everybody knows about or gets to see. This is drawn by Neil. Can we come in further on it? Or is that, or are we stuck?
Well, I thought I was checking to see if I could even see that we were on YouTube.
I don't care about YouTube.
How many different things do you want me to do at once?
A lot.
This is as tight as I can
That's
get.
good. I can deal with that. So this is definitely pencil and ink Neil with coloring by the Continuity Front Room. This is a real oldie. This was like actually one of my beginnings of repping finished art at Continuity because at the time we had another. We actually had a place called the Art Farm that repped Continuity with a guy named Frank Dewey owned it, and he had a guy, Steve, I forget what Steve's last name was, but he was with Frank Dewey. And basically, when Dad or Neil decided that I could finally rep, I was only allowed to rep finished art in the beginning. And then eventually I took on the storyboards and animatic work. So this is actually one of my first, close to my first repping jobs for Hardee's. And these were fun. We probably did 3 to 4 of these placemats for Hardee's. Back in the day when you got a placemat, when you went to a place to eat, which that has now long gone, such as I learned at Howard Johnson's many drinks that were available later in my life as a kid. I always thought like a mint julep sounded really like enticing. And then I saw it and I was like, ew.
A lot of things that sound good, and then you try it and you're like,
Another
"Bleh."
drink that always sounded really good that was on the Howard Johnson's cocktail placemats was the a Rob Roy.
Mm.
And Dick Giordano's favorite drink was a Rob Roy. But I've never had a Rob Roy. So
But a grasshopper.
a grasshopper. Well, grasshoppers I'd probably be attracted to.
What about an old fashioned?
An old fashioned.
Yeah, old fashions are awful.
I've never had an old
No,
fashioned.
I don't like those.
Has anyone had a grasshopper?
I've had a grasshopper.
Are they any good? What's in a grasshopper?
I think it's minty,
Bugs.
if I'm not mistaken, because it's green, so they use creme de
Minty
menthe.
That would
grasshoppers.
make sense.
Okay.
Mudslides are good. I like.
I don't think they had mudslides at that time. Mudslides, I think, are a fairly new drink.
What about
Let's
whiskey
say-
sours?
Whiskey sours are good. I like myself a whiskey
My
sour.
grandma used to make them.
Yeah,
And the
grandmas always make whiskey sours. And Tom Collins.
Mhm.
And the variations on martinis, like chocolate, the espresso,
Yeah, but it was just a martini.
sour apple.
Hojo only had martinis.
This is the OG back in the day.
Back in the day, exactly. Okay, so much for our drinking
Pina
and
coladas.
menus.
Drink along with us.
We will have make a drink day.
Andrea likes amaretto sours. I like amaretto.
sour.
I haven't had an amaretto
What's in
sour.
an amaretto sour?
Well, it's got to be
Andrea?
Di Serono, but I
Because
don't know what
amaretto
else.
kind of tastes a little like a cherry Coke. A little bit.
Yeah, amaretto is almond
I
flavor.
know, but it tastes a little like a cherry Coke.
On what planet?
Ice. On the ice planet. It does. It has like a little cherry Coke taste.
You're weird.
Leave me alone. Okay. Then I found, while we're waiting for people to load up, I figured I'd show some stuff. Is this the right way?
Rotate it clockwise.
Yeah.
There you go. Nope,
Nope.
too much.
No, it doesn't go this way.
That way.
Does it? Goes that way?
It looks.
All right, it goes that way. We'll make that decision today.
Ross
goes this
Talent
way.
says blue Hawaiians are delicious.
Blue Hawaiian.
Yeah, that's got like
That's that new blue liquor. Or
blue
alcohol.
curacao and
Yeah. That's
other
like new.
fruity.
That wasn't around
liqueurs.
back in the grandma,
My
grandpa
wife will
made
tell you
drink
that-
days.
that was-
Anything blue, I will drink.
Well, they used to be
Didn't
what
that-
is it,
Antifreeze.
something breeze.
Sea breeze.
Sea breezes are blue.
Didn't the Blue Hawaiian come out after Blue Hawaii, the Elvis movie?
I don't think so. I don't remember it on my Hojo's placemat.
Well, apparently, amaretto sours are Andrea's go-to drink. Dad's, if anybody doesn't know, were White Russians.
Because it
Easy
tastes,
on the
tastes
vodka.
like a milkshake. It's actually just, he does the Kahlua and milk,
Yeah.
which is a sombrero, right? Sombreros, I think, are just Kahlua and milk.
Okay.
But he used to like calling it a White Russian. But he put a little bit of
Right.
vodka.
He would specify that.
So
It would
what
be a
is
splash.
what is in this amaretto sour? What's making it sour?
I would say sour mix. The same thing that's in whiskey sour.
Maybe. All right, so this actually belongs to
What?
Toy Boy.
Happy Towers came in on YouTube saying, "Well, hello, sea breeze."
Speaking your language.
I found this Toy Boy piece we did, which I thought that was a cool piece to look at for tonight. So this is just stuff we're looking at while people are loading up. Also, since I don't know if Aaron has this piece in color, but I found a black and white.
Audi Lips says the Big Lebowski loved White Russians.
That's right.
I like
Dude.
White Russians with just a little bit of Kahlua and a ton of milk and ice. Because then it tastes like a shake almost.
I like to mix Bailey's and amaretto.
Bailey's and amaretto.
I don't think it's like a name drink, but I like
But
to
you
mix
like it
Bailey's
too?
and amaretto.
Midori was always my go-to.
So this is the Spider-Man ride, which, like I said, I believe Aaron may have this one in color. Somebody has this one in color. I sold this one in color to somebody. But I found the black and white of it, and I thought it was cool to look at it without the color on it. So that's a cool piece. This was the Spider-Man ride at Universal. This is the presentation for that ride.
Pretty cool.
Peppermint bark Bacardi is tasty too. That only got a out of me and Z.
Well, anything minty is and.
Ross Town said Long Island iced teas are good too.
Oh
But
yeah.
way too potent for me.
I've
know
yet to
this.
try one because I'm afraid of it. Because
Oh.
that's what I hear. That you can drink those down like
Yeah, I drank like 10 of them one night bar hopping. I like aimed going home. Like I didn't know where I was.
Isn't that also what's referred to as a top shelf?
Nothing I know of.
top shelf.
Top shelf is like everything that's on the top shelf of the bar.
Where's
like-
Benjamin Wyman when you
Yeah,
need
where's
this,
our
all
Benjamin?
these definitions? Not that. Benjamin probably sits there with a Coke every Okay, so this is apparently Andrea loves mint.
I like mint too, but it's like I can only do like one drink minty,
Uh-huh.
but I can't do like more than one minty.
Okay, so what is this, Mitch? This is another packaging art.
Yes, this was from the Spider-Man animated series line from the early 90s, and this was the villain Chameleon.
Right, which I thought this was a cool piece. This again is just a copy, guys. I'm not selling this for tonight. This is while we're waiting in for the load in.
And if I remember correctly, the figure had like 3 different heads you could interchange.
Yeah, it must because it's
Like it's showing in the drawing.
right there.
Yep.
Right there. So those are my I'm going to show some stuff before we even start. And we'll talk about alcohol.
Should I go get the margarita mix?
No.
I think we're having enough trouble as is.
Also, I found this piece. This we sold, which I don't remember. We sold this in color or we sold it in black and white.
I think it was both.
It was both. Okay. Because I found this as a copy of the color that we did on it. I remember that this is a piece that we did sell. I think Lance may have this piece.
Possibly.
Um,
But I remember there was black and white and a color
and a
piece
color.
together.
Okay. Coquito. Isn't that what we just
Coquitos,
ordered from
yeah,
the
that's
ladies
what we did, yeah.
downstairs?
Yeah, she reminded me they're going to be selling it next week.
Yes.
Yeah, but it took me like half a bottle to realize that there was like no booze in the Coquitos.
There's
We
very little rum. There is rum in it.
got. Not in the ones that they make. I asked her.
Oh, she doesn't put
Yeah,
any
you have
rum
to-
in it?
You have to add your rum.
Really?
Yeah.
Because usually
There was
there's a
kick in
little
it.
bit of rum in it. I think there was rum in it. I just think it was not like, I can taste rum in this.
Oh, I was definitely getting close enough for that.
Really? Then maybe you got the good bottle. Because I would say it was very light. We have the girl who watches our reception downstairs in the lobby. Her mom comes in occasionally, and she's just like this very little Spanish lady who's
Abuelita.
right, who doesn't speak hardly any English,
Mm.
but she's very sweet. And my dad, when he came in, whatever this woman sells downstairs, my dad would buy
Right.
off of her just because he's that kind of guy. And then one day, Dad came up with 5 bottles of Coquito. And I was like, where did you get this? He's like, from downstairs.
Maybe
Would
thought
you want some
downstairs.
more?
Maybe you thought it was White Russian.
He loved it though, because it's another drink that kind of tastes like a milkshake.
Yeah.
Which my dad like kind of milkshake drinks. So, okay, we're gonna start because I have 10 people on Facebook. I don't know how many we have on YouTube. I don't know.
Well,
We got
mine
5 on
says
Instagram.
13, which probably means we've got the 10 on Facebook and 2 on.
On
YouTube.
actual YouTube. Okay.
I know we have Felix on YouTube. He's saying that the YouTube looks better than it did on Friday.
It's good.
Oh, that's good. Okay, well let's start with one of the ones that we played with. Say.
Yep.
So you wanna do Office Alien?
We can do Office Alien.
All right.
You want to run it?
Well, you want me to show it first, or what do you want me to do?
Put it out.
I'll put it out with the price tag because we didn't do the price tags yet. Okay, so we're calling this one. Oh, let me tell the rules. So basically, if you're interested in purchasing a piece of art like the one I just put out front here, basically what you would do is, because you want to get off of me and onto the art so that
Well, that's
it
what I'm doing.
focuses. Not on me. We've learned that it
That's
likes
what
to
I'm
focus on me and not on the art
Doing.
when we're in a 2-shot. So basically, if you're interested in like purchasing this piece that is currently in front of you, you would write that in the comment bar if you're on Facebook or on Instagram. If you're on YouTube, you're going to have to go to Facebook to direct message us because YouTube does not have a way to direct message us that we are aware of at this precise moment. We really have not turned our attention to that yet because we're still trying to figure out how to make the art look good.
Okay, for those on YouTube, I have just put up the Facebook name so that you can find it on Facebook.
Okay, great. All right, so you would write that in the comment bar the same way you guys have all been talking to us about various liqueurs that you guys like to drink or we like to drink. So you would write that in the comment bar. We will then react that you're buying it, and then we'll ask you to please direct message us. We will see where they write on YouTube because they can write on YouTube.
Yes,
Right.
I will get
They
their
just can't
comments
give
on
us the
YouTube.
direct information.
Right, we can't do a direct message on YouTube. That I'm
Right.
aware of.
Okay. So that's what we have to figure out.
Usually you have to supply an email address on YouTube.
Okay. All right. We'll figure that one out when we get there. So we're going to ask those that are on YouTube to please go to your Facebook or Instagram
That's
direct
all right.
message if you are purchasing something to give us your shipping address, your name, and then an email where we can invoice you at.
Oh, sure. Now you come in, Benjamin.
Yeah, Benjamin, where were you? We were discussing, what did we say was a top shelf?
Long
Whether
Island iced
Long
tea.
Island iced tea
Is
or
Long
is that also
Island
known as a top shelf?
Iced tea, also known as a top shelf. Okay, so we're going to go to Office Alien. So we're going to try something new that Z is going to
That's a
pull
still.
into. Okay, so this way you guys can see it better if you are on
Facebook and YouTube.
Facebook and YouTube.
Nah, just a bunch of alcohol thrown together.
Is that what is in a iced tea?
There's about 7 different things in
Wow. So it's kind of like a kamikaze.
there. Kamikaze's sweeter.
Well, kamikaze is another one that's got a lot of alcohol in it, but goes down really quick.
Yeah,
And
those,
then
are,
you're really
those are
screwed up.
sneaky.
Yep.
You don't realize it until you go to stand up.
Okay, so Andrew said yes, much better image. So why don't we do that pan one more time on this piece?
Sure.
Oh, look at that. Zia did get the price up on it.
Earning her keep.
So
I got
we're,
it wrong the first time, but I fixed it.
okay.
So why disprove change? Eh?
What?
Oh, something Sam Green said.
Okay. Okay, so that's our first piece of art. Z came up with something interesting today. She said, Chris, do you think this could have been for the Sci-Fi Channel? And I was like, probably, because I know I didn't rep this because I didn't work with Sci-Fi. I believe Marilyn worked with the Sci-Fi Channel. And this would make sense. And also the one that Kelly Rusk bought last week probably is also the Sci-Fi Channel. So one Z said, could this be the Sci-Fi Channel? And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. So that is our feeling that this art and the piece where there was like an alien who had a head and he was hunting a guy under the desk, which we felt was kind of similar to this because we didn't think 2 clients had lost their minds. So we figured that, yeah, this is probably the Sci-Fi Channel artwork. Okay, so to buy this is pen and ink Neil. It is signed by Neil, right?
Yes, in
Yes.
pencil.
Yes, I thought I saw that. And it is 1,000 to buy.
All right, and Happy Towers is loving the scanned zoom pan image.
Yep.
He says it's way better than me trying to zoom in using this current lens.
Yep.
And Kelly, yeah, the price that I put up in blue will show up on Facebook and YouTube.
Yes, it will not show up on Instagram. So, okay, we're going to move on to another piece. Okay. So we're going to try a color piece now. Okay. So we're going to try the CLR Harley.
Yep.
You wrote Spatter Joker. Okay.
Let me just get it on camera.
All right, so this is the piece we're currently looking at.
Okay. So what is the price on this one?
I think it's on the front. Is it on the
Nope.
front?
It's
No.
not on the front.
We lost the price of this one. Too.
Bum.
I think this was 6. Yeah, 6,000 to buy. We're gonna double check the price on this for next time we're on. I think the ticket just either fell off or we took it off and we didn't put it on when we were scanning this stuff for the show. So I think for this Z, you should probably run that pan thing twice. So again, this is Harley Quinn. This is pen and ink Neil. The Joker background is Zia. And this is colored
By
by
Tim Shin.
Tim Shin and Zia. Tim Shin did the figure work. I'm sure Zia went back over the skin tone and Zia created the background. Pencil and ink is Neil Adams. I believe this was a $6,000 piece. And again, all artwork can go on the payment plan, which the payment plan works by putting down 1/3 to 1/4 of the price as a holding deposit. And then you can pay it off over time payments which should be monthly, some amount of money sent to continuity as you pay this stuff off. Once it is paid off, then we ship this out to you. So that is Harley Quinn with the Joker background. I don't know which one you're going for. I'm so confused. All right. We have a new cool piece here.
This is really cool.
I just can get the price tag up.
I see that one.
Okay, here you go, guys. Now this is a piece that I believe Neil did as a print. This is the original art for it. This is obviously Justice League based on the actors. This is Neil Adams finished pencil render, because we would take this and then just tweak that black line and then color and then make a print, actually.
Bill DeSantis wants to know, is there any more Holiday Inn Looney Tunes art?
There is coming up.
Happy Tower says, damn.
Yeah, if you don't like this piece,
So this is $8,000 to buy. I don't believe it is signed by Neil. But obviously, if it is not signed by Neil, we will have a certificate of authenticity that will go with it, stating that this is Neil. So did you do the pan twice? All right, we're just going to pan through this one more time. It is a big, elaborate piece. And the cool thing is when actually Z was scanning it, we were getting this ready for the show, I looked at the Jason Momoa and went, wow, he'd make actually a really cool Ra's al Ghul. Because he's got good forehead.
He's got good brow.
He's got good brow. Kind of has a Ra's al Ghul look there. So. Again, it is Justice League based on the actors. And Happy Tower says this is one of the reasons Neil is the artist's artist. So $8,000 to purchase this lovely piece of art. And I do feel, guys, I would either get onto Facebook at this point or get onto the Neil, and the Facebook is Neil Adams Comic Artist, and it's NEAL Adams Comic Artist, and or you can go to the Neil Adams YouTube,
which is neiladams.com, which is NEALADAMSDOTCOM.
right?
So it's all spelled out.
And then you'll get to see the actual scanned art as well as with the pans. So you don't get that reflective glare that
Right.
you're seeing off
That.
of the plastic. So we are showing what the original looks like so you guys can see the original as well as the scanned and panned art. And like I said, we don't have to worry about reflections and all the rest of it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put that piece down. Okay, so since Michael DeSantis asked, as if he knew. Now this we did not set up tonight.
Yes, this is not scanned and panned,
Right.
as Chris calls it.
Right. Scanned and panned. So I just wanted to point out here. This is one of the other ads we did. We did probably, I think, 2 or 3 of these for Holiday Inn.
You should slide the black and white so that your color is not covering up the black and
Well, I
white.
just wanted to just show this and then I was going to pull it away. So we did a number of these ads for Holiday Inn and the Discover card. It was printed, so this is published art. They did run all of these This is the original art for not the one I just showed you, but obviously for this one. The Holiday Inn lettering was dropped in later with the color. This piece is $600 to buy.
Which is a great price for this piece.
Right.
So if you're interested, jump on it.
Tape measure.
I have a feeling this one's going to go fast. This is the first time we're showing it. And it's got a whole bunch of Looney Tuners on there. Bugs and Daffy and Porky and Sylvester, Tweety, and Roadrunner. And
Right.
Jiminy
Now,
Pig.
Tweety does have a patch over here, but you can lift it. Underneath it is another Tweety head, which obviously Neil didn't like the Tweety head, but the Tweety head that's patching is artwork. The size of this is 15 inches tall by 11 and a quarter wide. So this is pencil and ink Neil. It is not signed by Neil, so this will have a certificate of authenticity that goes along with it.
It looks like we have a new viewer on YouTube. Hello, Spark Spark.
Hey, Spark Spark.
So nice piece. Great Bugs Bunny. Actually does a really good Daffy Duck.
Mm.
I like his Daffy Duck.
Well, Daffy is actually trickier than you think he is.
Yes, I know. It's kind of like
He's
Donald
this
Duck.
Big ball.
Some people can draw them. Some people think they can draw them. Okay. I'm going to get off of my pile here. Burr, burr, burr. Smush it up a little bit.
He didn't scan Dracula.
What? Yeah, I didn't.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't scan him. We didn't do Tommy Lee either, did we?
No,
No,
he wasn't part of your scan.
Oh, you want to do the Miss Mystic one?
I don't think that's the one that we.
No. All right. Give me a second, guys.
Well, they were all together.
We'll find it. Okay, I'm gonna go to this piece. Now, this piece is a piece that when Neil was doing recreation covers, and recreation covers go for probably anywhere between $20,000, $25,000, $30,000. So Jason said, "Why don't we do some recreation panels? Because that would be at a lesser price than a full cover." So this is one of those recreation panels. This panel comes from Brave and the Bold number 79. This is pen and ink Neil drawing like the way he drew at the time that he did the Brave and the Bold number 79. This is $2,000 to buy. It is on 11 by 14 paper.
John Ross, yes, about a year and a half ago. John Ross on YouTube is saying, did he pass? Is that why the auction? Please say no. Although that is not why the auction. We've actually been doing auctions well before Dad passed. But yes,
We've been doing this for about 4.5 years now, which Neil has been gone about a year and a half.
year and a half.
Year and a
April
half.
last year, so it's
Right.
about a year and a half.
So again, I don't think Neil signed this one because Neil usually didn't sign art till we sold it. Sometimes he did, sometimes he didn't. So this is one of those didn't. So this would get a certificate of authenticity where we would state this is drawn by Neil. The price on this is $2,000. Really nice piece, guys. It's got Dead Man way in the background. It's Batman. And obviously a scared lady.
I think that's a dude.
Is it a dude?
That's a dude.
Oh, from here it looks like a lady. Sorry, scared dude. Now I see he's in a jacket and tie. Yes. I'm looking
Usually
through
Batman
paper.
does not chase after
Well, I thought
ladies
maybe
in
that
that
was like,
aggressive way.
that's why they were yelling Batman, no. So, gorgeous piece, $2,000 to buy. And again, it's a recreation panel. I'm going to go to a color piece. Now, this is a color piece that we did not do the pan and scan, as we're now calling it. This is an 11 by 14 Batman Joker for $2,800. This is pencil and ink Neil. It is a signed piece by Neil. This is colored by Zia. This is Joker taking advantage of Batman.
Well, this was part of an animation sequence that Dad did of 3 different panels just showing how you can do a fight scene. So Joker gets in 2 shots and then Batman comes in with a really nasty uppercut at the end.
Right. So $2,800 is the price on this piece. Great background by Zia with color.
Art direction by Chris.
Whoa.
Thank you, Felix.
I want to pull this out. This Jason found today. This is a Wolverine pen and ink by Neil for $700. This was before we came up with the paper with the logos on either side. Neil originally started doing these profile heads on his own Neil Adams paper. So this is an old piece because it is on the older paper. This is $700 to buy, pen and ink Neil. It is a signed piece by Neil.
Sorry, Andrea. I'll say happy.
I do the same thing, Andrea. I'm like, Felix, happy? So,
Happy.
yes, exactly. And Joe Goulart is watching. So, $700 for Wolverine, pen and ink. Really nice, exaggerated Wolverine here.
He needs to make friends with somebody named Joy. Happy Joy.
Great piece here. Okay, Wolverine is going to hit the table. All right. Now,
I think the Ms. Mystic that you're looking for is at the bottom of that stack that you're looking at now, because I think we have all of the scan and pan stuff together.
Scan and pan stuff.
Yep.
The bottom of my thing is Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Okay, so we have overhead Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
You're Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
You're Frankenstein.
I know I have
We have
Frankenstein.
pan and scan of Frankenstein.
Yeah, well, his name, the name is on the back of it.
Okay.
Pan and scan.
11 by 16 Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Or the monster. This is a pencil by Neil, obviously. It is a finished render pencil, which really means that Neil is using his pencil like a pencil and ink. He's not just penciling it and therefore putting ink on top of it. This was designed as a finished pencil illustrated piece. So great eyes that would scare me looking down. And the cool thing about this piece is it is an overhead shot looking down at Frankenstein. Not what most artists would draw Frankenstein. most artists would not do this in a finished pencil render. The price on this is $3,000. And Joe Goulart, yes, Z is here.
I am here. I just have to respond to John Ross.
Andrea says it's amazing. Again, I cannot push. I would get onto Facebook. I would get onto Neil Adams Comic Artist on Facebook, or get onto the NeilAdams.com, which is NeilAdamsDotCom on YouTube, because then you're going to get a very clean, well lit showing of the same art that you're seeing. And it allows us to come in on areas and you're really getting to see the artwork. And of course Rich is here. But this is a gorgeous piece. This is a piece that Chris would buy. I'm amazed Chris is letting this get sold.
I'm
inner
very
Chris.
happy to see you, Joe, by the way. After we last spoke, I'm glad you're checked in with us.
Yeah. Okay, so there is Frankenstein. We're going to move on. This is not the one we did.
See, Joe, I told you. You got to make the decision before you walk in.
What decision do you have to make?
Told him that you got to make the decision that you're going to come out of it.
No. Of course you got to make
You
a
walk in-
decision.
If you walk into a procedure thinking that you're not walking out of it, then you're not going to walk out of it. But if you walk in the door deciding that you're going to,
This is not going to be a pan and scan, guys.
sorry.
But what I did find, which was one of the reasons why we did not pan and scan, our feelings are that everything eventually will be panned and scanned. It just takes a while to do this. So we're going to work on this every day to get our pile of art panned and scanned. So this is an original that you're currently looking at, pen and ink by Neil, of Spider-Man. And of course I lost the packaging art because I found this other piece. Okay. So this is it large. What you're looking at. It's not lost. In our panning and scanning, I have lost pieces.
So this piece was used for the toy packaging for the Spider-Man animated series line.
Which I did show on Wednesday and Friday, which has gotten squished into the pile.
So this was for the parachute
Right.
Spider-Man
Now
figure.
what's interesting, as I'm looking at it, is that there is a spider that was drawn, and that whiteout is covering the spider. So it's interesting. Can you guys see the spider?
Yeah, on the copy you see the spider.
Yeah, but do you see it
on
on
this one, it's whited out.
Right, but you can see it. That's what I'm saying. Can you guys
Yeah.
see it?
Yeah.
Well, if you
Right.
leave it. Yes, you can see it.
Right. So I don't know why it was whited out. It may be something that they did mechanically. They dropped in the spider,
It might have been like a surprint or something.
but you can see the spider was there.
Usually when it's an overlay, they'll block it out.
Right. Okay, so this is $1,400 to buy. So that is Toy Biz, Spider-Man. Okay. I'm gonna do short bat ears.
Okay.
So this is the next piece. It is 11 by 14. This is pen and ink Neil. This is the one that we kind of say is a thank you, Sam. It was Pete's choice. So, okay, 11 by 14 Batman here for $3,000. We refer to this as the Frank Miller-esque Batman because it's a heavier one, shorter eared. But again, I want you to see the great pencil and ink work by Neil on this piece, because I know when we get into the heavier price tag pieces, it's nice to actually see the work. And I know you hear me say that, this has great pencil and inking, but now you're finally getting to see it. And yes, Benjamin, he is big boned.
It's hefty.
So very cool piece. Again, the size of this is 11 by 14. Are you going to run it again? Or did you do it twice?
You hear me clicking, I'm pulling it.
I didn't hear you click. Okay, we're going to run it a second pan.
I just have to click between finding the right piece and then watching the feed because I can't have them both up.
Right, now you can see all the hatch work on it. So $3,000 is the price on this. Obviously, it is signed by Neil.
So
There it
nice.
is.
She panned it twice. Well, Chris seems to be having me pan it twice, so I think that's going to be our usual thing here.
So, gorgeous piece.
I love that I can put the price up nice and clearly too.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
It would be nice to get all these stickers off, actually.
With that, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. What other? Okay, we did not this piece. We did do Harry Potter Falling.
Yes, we
So we're
did.
gonna do Harry Potter Falling.
Okay.
Okay, so Harry Potter Falling is a commercial job we did, obviously. It is not a comic book. Hopefully this will come into focus. Or maybe not. But we will run the scan and pan. And I believe this was for the third movie? Did we figure that out? I need a lifeline to Kelly Hearts.
Yes, this was the third movie. This was before they started actually killing people.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So that would make it Prisoner of Azkaban, I think.
Okay, so this is $350 to buy. It is pencil and ink by Neil. And this does not have a signature on it. So we will have a certificate of authenticity that goes on it. So, and Andrea says again, wow, what a difference with the scan. Yeah. Well, you guys can finally see it.
We're technologically advancing.
Holy crap.
A little clumsily, maybe, at the beginning, but we'll get better.
Just you wait. You thought our Martha Stewart and Julia Childs is great. We haven't even brought all the toys out yet. Zia was talking about making memes today. And I was like, can we take the voodoo doll, or not? Yeah, they are voodoo dolls. They're voodoo dolls, and animate the dad one so he can talk.
Oh, Yeah, no, that's using an avatar,
An avatar, that's not right.
making an animated dad avatar.
Right. Wait till we pull that one off. Okay, so we are currently on Harry Potter. And he
being
is-
asked if it was for Scholastic.
Harry Potter?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think the only thing we ever did for Scholastic was a math book. And that was like a zillion years ago. A really great math program. And actually what's interesting is Scholastic hired Herb Trimpe did the 3rd grade Scholastic math book. I think we did the 4th grade. I know Garcia Lopez did the 6th grade. I don't know who did the grade in between. So. All right. We lost Miss Mystic. She's got to be in here because she's not in my pile. I'm going to do Superman. So I have an 8
Look away, Andrea.
Marilyn said this was licensing art. Yes, the Scholastic. I'm Scholastic now. I'm saying
The
Scholastic.
Harry Potter.
The Harry Potter was licensing art. Yes.
Unfortunately, the Superman is not a scan and pan.
Right. So this
Sorry.
is. Let me get the price tag off of this. This is 8.5 by 11. This is $1,500 to buy. It is pencil and ink Neil, signed by Neil. This can be colored for additional money. And what we're currently doing these days, and it's up to you guys, we can either color on the original or we can color by making a copy of the black and white and coloring on that. That way you keep the integrity of your black and white original and you have your color. And it's the same price whether we color the original or we make a copy and color it. And Happy Towers apparently work for Scholastic. They're a very nice company. I liked all the people at Scholastic. Okay, next piece up is going to be the Thor piece. Now the Thor piece is on 11 by 14. This is a pencil by Neil. This is one of Neil's pencil prelims for one of the prints that he made for the Neil Adams booth at all the Comic-Cons that most of you have seen Neil at. Like I said, this is 11 by 14. And Neil tends to, when he does his pencil layouts for pieces, he'll mostly tighten the areas that he has to be concerned about. And then he's a little looser on the areas that he's not so concerned about.
Give me a second, because
Yep.
Thor got misplaced for a minute.
Well, because
There
Thor
he is.
was our first.
Yeah. He got misplaced for a moment.
Right. So, again, here comes the pan and scan of Thor, so you can really see it. This is $1,500 to claim. It does not have a signature because it is Neil's layouts. So in this case, we would have a certificate of authenticity that goes with it. So that is $1,500 for Thor. Oh, here's Spider-Man. I think it's here. This was our second pile. So $1,500 for Thor.
Sorry. Wrong button.
Okay. All right. Next up is this very cool Predator, BM Predator.
Yep.
So I'm gonna let Z look at this. Okay, this is on like 8.5 by 11 paper. Neil probably did lay down some pencil, but really kind of worked this piece with ink. This is his prelim to this Batman Predator piece, which was, I believe, a commissioned piece. Happy Tower said, if we had used Scan and Pan before, you would be broke. So 600 to claim this lovely piece. And when Zia is done with the second pan of this, I will show you what it looked like at the end, the finished piece. I love this piece because it's like action at its like grisliest. And Batman's pretty like on this piece. So it is 600 to buy the prelim for that. That is, I'm showing right now what the piece looked like as a finished commission piece. Somebody owns this piece. And it is somebody's baby. Batman versus Predator. Nice piece. And the price on the prelim was
600.
600. Right. Okay. Next up. So we showed this for the first time, Angry Eats. For the first time last week, and we know it was hard to see with the new camera, but on Instagram you're seeing it the way we always did Instagram. So this is an 11 by 14 piece. This is Neil's pencils.
And what was the price on this?
This is $1,200. So this is obviously a different kind of monkey, I would say, beating up an orangutan. I don't know what this was for, but it is a very cool piece, and at least you're getting to see it. It's going to run it again.
And this is Dane.
Yeah. So obviously it's like, I wouldn't say they're chimpanzees. I don't know what kind of monkeys these are, but they are beating up an orangutan, I would bet. Oh, Marilyn says this was for a tattoo. So interesting. I guess this was a commission piece for a tattoo for somebody. So this is the pencil of that tattoo for $1,200.
Find that tattoo.
So now we know where it was. This is on somebody's body, guys. So if you ever see it, you can say, hey, I saw that art. This is signed by Neil in pencil on it. Nice piece, $1,200. Neil draws really good monkeys. We know that from the Tarzan Valentine book covers.
That we do.
And as I've heard every artist likes to draw a gorilla. That seems to be their jam. We'll have to ask the artist about that. Okay, next piece I'm going to do is Dracula. Okay, this is another piece that I don't feel you guys have ever really gotten to see well. The size of this is a little different. The size of this is 9.5 by 13. This is, now we know where the ink went. This is Pencil and Ink. This is actually a published piece. This was in newspapers for the movie Dracula by Francis Ford Coppola. You can see there are two women that form like the inside of the cape. And this is the actual piece that they printed for Dracula. For $1,200 to claim this piece. And what Z and I like about it is how kind of artsy it is, and that it's very cool. The Dracula logo is very cool on this piece as well. So $1,200 to claim Dracula. Like I said, we still honor our payment plan where you put 1/3 to 1/4 down as your deposit. You can pay off the remaining balance over time in monthly payments. And then when it's all paid off, which you control those monthly payments, there are no interest or penalties on that. When it is all paid off, we then ship it out. So that was Dracula and the Three Brides. And that is the original art from the Francis Ford Coppola that was in newspapers to advertise that movie. Okay, this is another piece we showed for the first time last week. This is Dracula
versus Dracula.
Right, Dr. Doom. Now this is a commission piece. This is Neil's layout prelim for that piece. Again, this one was done in ink. The size of this is bigger than 8.5 by 11. I would say this is probably that 9 by 12. Yep, 9 by 12 size. Okay, Randy, we can get that out to you and probably get it to you before Christmas, because I think Zia has already colored you colored the thing, right? It's sitting there waiting to go home to Randy.
Sorry, for some reason, Doom versus Dracula was not in here, so.
Oh.
That's okay. I'm uploading it, so.
Okay.
Give me some. There we go.
Okay, so here comes with our new term, pan and scan. Scan and pan.
Scan and pan.
Scan and pan. So Dr. Doom and Dracula. And according to Jason, I think what supposedly is happening here is Doom is
collecting electricity from the lightning in order to use it against Dracula.
Right. Now this is a commission piece. We actually all know the person that owns this piece. So this is the layout to that piece. So it is Dr. Doom versus Dracula. It's not a signed piece because it is Neil's prelim. So we will have a certificate of authenticity that goes along with it. Hello, Ted Keaton. And I'm going to show, this is what the finish of that piece looked like. Okay, the price on Dr. Doom was
$1,200.
$1,200.
But for you, Happy, it's $1,200.
That was okay. Next up, you can stop me whenever you want, guys. Okay, this is the MC Chi Power.
Yep.
Okay, so these are the cards that are the Mortal Kombat cards, where Neil did a set of Mortal Kombat cards. We've sold some of the art. And then what we're selling here in most cases is the original art. And then we even have the card. The original art is signed by Neil and the card is signed by Neil. And this is the Chi Power card from Mortal Kombat. I forget what year this was done.
And what's the price on this one?
$1,200.
Oh,
But I'll tell you in a minute what the price is. This is pencil and ink Neil.
and you get the signed card with the original art.
Right. So it is a published piece because it's been published as a trading card. So the value of it, thank you, Kelly. 1992 is when Mortal Kombat cards were done or out. So $1,200 to claim the Chi Power original published art signed by Neil here, as well as the Mortal Kombat card is also signed by Neil, usually in silver, or it'll be a different color because I said silver.
Nope, it's silver. You're good.
It's silver. And that's how we have sold the majority of these, is with the cards. I think there was one or two that we don't have the cards. But that is the piece. So that is what those cards and the artwork look like when I have other ones that you have seen. I'm going to do Soup's black and white splat.
Okay.
Okay, next one up is 8.5 by 11. This is the Superman pen and ink by Neil. Splat background is Jason Adams. This is a gorgeous Superman piece.
Oh, wrong one. Sorry. It said Soup's black and white splat. I think I screwed up.
All right, Zia will fix this for us. So the size of this is 8.5 by 11. It is a signed piece by Neil.
I can show you a close up of his face.
We're going to come back to that, Happy Towers. Don't worry.
Yeah, sorry. I think I mislabeled something.
Right.
I don't know if I can pull it up.
Well, if you flip-flopped the other one called Warlord, so your Warlord may be Superman. Sorry, Happy Towers.
I think I screwed up.
So we don't have Superman as a...
I think we don't.
We don't have Superman as a pan and scan, guys.
I do have him as this close up.
Right. So that is his close up.
And here I thought I nailed it today.
But you're
so
seeing
well.
Right, but you're seeing him close up, and then Zia will turn the camera back on. 8.5 by 11. Superman, this is a great piece. It can be still colored if you prefer for this to be colored. Superman can be colored on this piece. It is $3,000 to claim it the way it is. It would be additional for the coloring if you're interested in coloring the black and white. And there you're seeing it close up. That is a scan of this piece of artwork. And it is a signed piece by Neil. 8.5 by 11 is the size.
Sorry, Chris.
It's all right, Steve. Believe me, we're doing great.
I know. I just thought.
All
I
right,
had
so
no
since
idea.
Happy Towers saw a sneak of this, let's do Warlord. So this is a Warlord prelim.
Is
It
it
is
Warlord or Warlock?
Warlord.
Warlord. Okay.
Okay, this is a prelim by Neil. Then this prelim is done on tracing paper. Ugh, she can feel tracing paper. I've obviously worked here too long. I have a feeling this is the 9 by. It's not 9 by 12. Try 9 by like 10 and a half. Paper. Yeah, we are like Monday Night Football. So again, this is Neil's prelim.
I was so proud of myself earlier today. I'm like, I got it all done before the show.
$1,200 is the price on this. It is not signed by Neil, so we will include a certificate of authenticity that will go along with this piece.
Unfortunately, for I labeled the video of Warlord
Super
splat.
Right. Okay. Well, we will fix this all. Like I said, we're still working out some bugs.
Hi, Gustavo.
Hola. Yeah, Neil's compositions. I mean, one of the things Neil liked to play with was composition. What laws could you break? Because he used to say something like there were only, 10 or 12 real compositions.
Yeah. You couldn't break a panel. And you have to have a panel, a border on the panel.
Yeah, but
sorts of
that's-
stuff. But the Dead Man stuff really got trippy.
Right, but that's composition is different. That's just page layout.
Yeah.
So this is Neil's screwing around with compositions.
Yeah.
So. And this is this signed by Neil or not signed by Neil?
No, Warlord is
No,
Thor
this
with white
is-
hair.
Not signed by Neil.
Well, he's referring to the white goatee.
Right.
Uh,
I would say very similar. I see the same thing you're seeing. It kind of looks like Green Arrow with. All right. Next up, Batman published illustration.
yeah, let's hope I got this one right. Oops, hold on.
Okay, this is
Batman.
another piece that we've shown. Now, this has been published in the Neil Adams Batman Illustrated #3 books. This is 11 by 14. This is $7,000 to buy. It is a published piece that Neil decided he was going to turn into another piece. So he started penciling a building that's behind Batman on this piece. This is done in the style of his older work because it was patched that he was putting in. I believe this comes from a Power Records job that he patched.
What was the price on this one?
$7,000. So this has his older style feel versus his newer style feel, or Frank Miller style feel. this has Neil's old school feel. So for those who like Neil Adams, Power Records, 1977 6.5, I would say this might be a piece for you. It is published. And this piece, I believe, is signed by Neil.
Yes.
Again, if you guys are interested in seeing the scanned piece of art, I would go to Facebook, which is Neil Adams Comic Artist, or I would go to the Neil Adams YouTube, which is neiladams.com, which is NEALADAMS. The dot is spelled out, so DOTCOM. So neiladams.com. Right. Published in Inkable Inks. Okay, so that is Batman from, again, this is a published piece of art from the Neil Adams Batman Illustrated #3 series. All right. Now we're going to go to BM Forever Two-Face. And actually, what do we do with the pen? It's over here. I did bring out the licensing book. So, not that this piece that you're looking at comes from there. And yes, in Zia's mode, so I have to wait. This actually was done before we started getting the layouts, or before they discussed with us that we were going to do this in a style that was different. So this is one of Neil's layouts with Two-Face and Batman from the movie Batman Forever. This is Neil's pencil layouts, but they're tight because they are going to a client. And the client happens to be DC Comics to Joe Orlando. This is 1800 to buy. This is a signed piece by Neil. I don't think this ended up being one of the pieces. Nope. Now they ended up not using this as a layout even within their style guide book. But this is a beautiful piece, and it is $1,800 to claim. Two-Face, which was played by Tommy Lee Jones, and obviously Neil is not doing Tommy Lee Jones here, with Batman in the background. Okay, put that over there. Okay, next up, I'm going to stay on the licensing stuff. See. Okay, so this is a Batman Forever solo. Okay, so this is a piece from the licensing book. This actually made it into the licensing book. Obviously, you can see the style. We've now been told, okay, guys, we're going to make this a little stylistically different. So we got a new direction on it. This is one of the Batman pieces from the style guide for the movie. So this is basically a published piece. And I'm going to find it. So again, pen and ink is Neil. This is actually a pretty large piece. I would say he sits on a probably, I mean, this is like 11 by 10. But great piece of art, great drawing by Neil. And well, this is actually different. This one didn't make it in. Interesting, because I thought that was this. This is very similar. That may be what it got turned into. But I don't see this piece actually in the licensing guide.
If you flop this, it's almost the
It's
same.
almost that, but it's not. So I have a feeling they did not do this piece. Unless we are missing a page. Well, unless it is page 5, because we are missing page 5. So I'm going to take that back. I would bet this is in there. I wouldn't believe they would take it out. And I am missing a page. So it might be this page. Unless this is page 6. Nope, 28. Okay, so once again, Batman from the Licensing Style Guide. Pen and ink Neil. Batman. Gorgeous piece of art. It is stylized because it is based on that Batman Forever movie.
Chris, does this sound familiar to you? Spark Park on YouTube is asking, can you talk more about the 12 composition Neil used to talk about and his thoughts on them? That is not ringing a bell with me.
Well, he did discuss it, but I am not smart enough to know what he was talking about, or I remembered it enough to be able to help guide that anywhere. I just know that there is a set amount of supposed compositions. Now, that could be, compositions that most artists will use. I don't know. But I know it's something that he did bring up and that he would always try and change compositions, break the rules of composition. So whatever that meant to Neil Adams, I would say that one went with Neil somewhere.
Yeah,
And maybe there's another artist out there that might understand what Neil's talking about. So you can take that question and you can run it up another artist flagpole out there, and maybe they'll be able to say, oh, he was saying this.
Yeah, that was not something that Dad ever discussed with me either.
He may have said it. I mean, it may have also been during actually one of our shows.
I believe it was.
That you might be able to find it on Neil's old website. So maybe, we're going to be pulling stuff off of Neil's old website to add into this show. So we may find it. I may come across it, and I might be able to actually play what Neil was talking about, if he did do it on the show. So this is El Diablo, 8.5 by 11. Neil did this, I would say later, but this also sat for a long time waiting to be colored because we knew this was not a character that everybody loved. Neil loved doing El Diablo. This is 8.5 by 11.
Hey, Chris, can you rotate it a little bit? Because he's got a very extreme angle.
Thank you.
There you go.
Okay, this is $1,500 to buy. This is pencil and ink Neil. It is color by Zia. Well, you guys know who Joe Orlando is. So happy Tires' sake, every time you guys mention Joe Orlando, I hear Tony Orlando. Joe Orlando worked for EC Comics. He did work for EC Comics. He's Mad Comics. He, I believe he was like editor-in-chief of Mad for a while. And then he became licensing art watcher of DC Comics for a long time. And Joe Orlando is an artist in his own right. So again, pencil and ink on El Diablo here. Color on this is Zia.
Switch focus to you when I pan up.
Yep. And this is $1,500 to buy. And who doesn't like drawing horses and guns?
And banditos and masks.
Exactly. So, great piece of El Diablo there. Next piece is Color Batman Moon.
Gotcha.
Okay, this is an 8.5 by 11 piece. This is penciled and inked by Neil. This is actually colored by Jason. It is a signed piece by Neil. It is down right above those buildings. It is $2,200 to buy. Now, this one we had a little bit of having problems in its color adjustment. So I would say in this pan and scan, we're close, but I would actually look at the art when Z comes back as being truer to the colors, I believe. But Z will tell you if I'm right or wrong. You
It's a
think
little
we're-
dark.
Yeah.
Like the live feed is a little dark, which is why the scan and pan is a little bit lighter in order to show you the details and stuff
Right.
that are in it.
It's just this blue that's on the outer edges of it is very dark turquoise, and we were having problems actually matching that dark turquoise. It's like missing a little bit of yellow. So, $2,200 for Batman. This is Batman coming forward from the moon. Obviously, nice work by Neil Adams here, pen and ink. Like I said, color on this is Jason Adams. A lot of nice airbrushing going on there. Signed piece by Neil. $2,200.
Sorry, I'm so sniffly. It's a bit dry up here. I'm a little dry.
Thank you, Sam, for your shameless plug.
I hope the check's in the mail.
That's right. Please send me like 50 cents for that, Sam. Okay, next one up is Color Robin. Okay, this is 8.5 by 11.
What's the price on him?
He is $2,500. So he is 8.5 by 11. Now this is a piece where Neil drew Robin. He did not have a background on this, but this is a piece that Neil really believed in, really loved doing because this was heavy duty underlighting. And this was based on the fact that I think Neil was like, we had done so many of these, Batman with the city things, that he wanted to play around with Robin. So this was his chance at doing this. So this is 8.5 by 11. It is $2,500 to claim. This is pencil and ink Neil on the Robin. The coloring, which includes the building on this, is Zia. Oh, it's Rich. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, Rich did the
Hard
buildings.
to keep up
I
with
colored the
all you
buildings, but
guys.
Right.
Right,
I drew it in gray tones and then Zia colored them.
There you go. So Rich Cirillo did the buildings in Greytown, and then Zia colored. So, and this was following what Neil kind of laid out as the background for this. So it's a cool piece. It's a little off the beaten trail here because of the heavy undertone lighting. But if you're gutsy, it's a great piece. $2,500. It is not signed by Neil. He did the glass panes.
So
I did the reflections.
instead of inking with black, we had him ink with the
Right.
gray tones.
Which is why I thought that it was you in color. Okay, so what are we doing? We also on this one, since we're on Chris right now, is we have Zia's. I'm like completely now screwed up with all of you.
Whatever.
We
It's
have-
an Adams.
Somebody's layout of color. Zia's layout of color is going along with this. And Happy Tower says Rich rocks buildings.
Thank you.
So
it's the color prelim by Ozzy Adams.
and again, here is the finished piece. So what you're getting is Zia's prelim to her color, because Zia will color a piece to get it down before she goes to color. Andrea just recently learned how Zia works. That we'll even come up with a couple of ways of doing it.
Right.
And we always pick the best, and then we move with it. So 8.5 by 11. Robin here, 2,500. Can go on the payment plan.
Yeah, that seat's rough on the back.
Well, it's actually my right leg. It's not happy right now.
Okay. Next one up is John Stewart.
You might want to take the sticker off in front of them.
The other one.
No, the one that's like in the middle. That one.
Sorry.
That's
I
right.
didn't know it was there. Okay. So John Stewart is big. John Stewart is 11,717. This is a gorgeous piece of art that we've had for a long, long time. This is pencil and ink Neil. The color on the figure work is Zia and Neil. And the background on this is Jason. This is 4,000 to buy.
I need to slide that over.
Yeah, you should be able to handle this.
Yep.
It's-
A little closer together is all.
Are you gonna be able to get out?
I'll inhale.
I can pull the table towards me. We have locked Rich
Move
in
my
here.
camera's a little to the side here.
Here, and I can go forward.
Yep. No.
Should be
All right. You're cool.
okay. Yeah,
Just watch the cord.
We have booby trapped everything, so you cannot leave. So again, this is John Stewart. He is 1117. Gorgeous piece. Neil is very proud of this John Stewart piece. We personally love the background on this piece. There it is, 4,000 to buy. Okay, so since we're closing in at close to 9:30, I'm gonna do the Miss Mystic piece. All right,
Oh, you found her.
here is the gem of the gem, fun of the night. So we have a Miss Mystic print, and at the bottom of that Miss Mystic print, which is signed by Neil, is a remark.
There she is.
There is a remark drawn by Neil of a cute little Miss Mystic. And again, we had sold I think 2 Miss Mystic prints last week, which I believe was like 13 and 14 of 100. This is 9.
And what are you pricing this at?
The price of this is $600.
Oh. That's a damn good price.
It is a damn good price.
And that is a really nice wee little Ms. Mystic in that corner there.
Wee little.
I mean, I came in nice and tight for the still on this one.
We almost missed that there was a little drawing down there.
She's wee.
She is wee, but she is nice.
She is small, but she is mighty.
That is true. So this is number 9 of 100 of the prints. I don't know why Neil did it on 9, but that is Neil. He does things like that.
I think he just had the idea and did it. on whichever one
Was
he
in
got
front
his
of
hot
him.
little hands on.
Right, and this is 600 to buy.
So this is a remark on a print.
Correct. A little Miss
A
Mystic.
wee little Miss Mystic.
And the price on this is 600.
We'll
to
call her Missy
buy.
Mystic since
Right.
she's wee. Wee little Missy.
600 to claim.
Baby remark is a wee mark.
Right.
Wee mark.
We've started a new trend, the wee mark. Okay, so that's the Miss Mystic with the wee mark. It's slightly longer than the signature. Correct. Okay, we're gonna do Batman Aggro pencil. Okay, so this is probably gonna be my last piece for the night. For those of you that wanted to see what we were selling tonight before making any moves, this is going to be the last piece. So start thinking if there's anything you saw tonight that you would like to pick up, because people do buy stuff through the night. Some people don't look at our videos till late in the evening themselves, and then I'll get a text in the middle of the night. I would like to purchase that. So this is an 8.5 by 11. This is a prelim of Neil's of Batman. This is $700 to purchase. The size of this is 8.5 by 11. And the cool thing about this is you really get to see what is important to Neil to get down on paper. I mean, he's only drawn Batman 11 billion times in his lifetime, but yet look what he has to lay out before he really takes us to a real piece of paper.
I always love when Dad would go, Zia, go get me that Batman piece. Okay, which one of the 50 billion Batman pieces are we talking about?
Right. So this is $700 a claim. You're getting to see, like I said, what Neil finds important to get down on paper. And you're really getting to see like all the lines he puts down that you don't see even when he pencils. Like, I think it's interesting that you finally get to see the shape of the cape, how it goes over Batman's shoulders and over his arms on a piece. So this is $700 to buy. This is a Batman prelim. We call this Aggro Batman, is its new name. So if this is what you're interested in, you can always send us a comment through direct messaging.
Again, if you are on YouTube, please you go to Facebook, and I just put up the Neil Adams Comic Artist Facebook name so that you can find it on Facebook. If you purchase anything from us or want to purchase anything from us after seeing this, please contact us via direct message on Facebook at that Facebook address.
Good night.
Good night, Rich. I'm going to try maybe to have holiday mystery boxes this Friday. We have been playing with this new app that we're doing the show with.
StreamYard.
So we have been busy with that, so I haven't had time to build red boxes, but I'll see what I can do about getting some red boxes for this Friday. So we'll see what we can do. I'm not going to make any promises on that, but I will try. Okay, so is there anything that anyone would like to see again? We had the wee little Mystic. We had the really nice John Stewart. I really like the uplighting on Robin piece. Gutsy. I have always been a fan of this piece from Batman Forever for 2,300. I do love this piece. The Tommy Lee Jones Batman piece. I just love the feel of the way Tommy Lee Jones is drawn. Like you can just feel his motion in that. I'm glad you guys finally got to see the artwork of this Batman Illustrated piece. I would love to see somebody own this Superman piece, and it doesn't have to be Andrea. And I would love to see like this actually colored, because I think that piece would be really sweet. I will say I am intrigued by the Doom versus Dracula. And I will say I do love Mortal Kombat, so I think getting a card with the actual artwork that is that card is a great buy.
You gotta say right, it's Mortal Kombat!
That's why I have you using Julia Childs and Mortal Kombat. You should get a raise.
Well, you know I can fight when I really want to get to the butter.
And I do love this piece, which now I forgot what it was. Oh, it's the Predator Batman piece.
I really love this piece. I forget what it was, but I really
because
love
there's
it.
so many cool new pieces here. So I do love this Batman Predator piece because it's so ghouly. Great pieces. So, like I said, if you want to think about it through the night, you can always direct message us through Facebook or Instagram. We will try and figure out how to use direct message through YouTube. There may not be a way, there may be a way. I have to investigate that still. But our Facebook and Instagram still works. So basically, I think that is our show for tonight. And we're in the Christmas rush now. And we will be back on Friday.
Aaron White says, did I see a Spider-Man ride piece earlier?
No, well, actually, Aaron, what you saw was a Xerox, because in the front end of the show, while we load in, there are times that I feel like, well, I could show cool pieces of art that I can't sell because I don't have them anymore, but I can show cool pieces that we've done in continuity. So what you're talking about is this piece that I just put up, which is a Xerox of the black and white line art of the Spider-Man ride. So that you actually get to see it in its black and white form. So I thought that was just cool. So I showed it as a cool thing to look at.
He says, it's amazing. Thanks for sharing.
Yep. So that's nice. Okay, so like I said, that is our show for tonight. If anyone needs to see anything, speak now. And you can speak through, you're still either, commenting through Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. It's just when we ask for your personal information, if you're on YouTube, we will ask you to go to Facebook or Instagram. And Jim Hackett is saying good night. Tim Green is saying good night, so I guess everybody is going to say good night to us. Nobody wants to see anything. So have a good night, everybody. Everybody be safe, and we will see you on Friday night.
Yeah, please join us Friday. I'm going to have a couple of pieces available as well.
Right. And we're still digging up art. We're still working on making this better. We'll have some cool stuff we're working on to bring to show you guys. It's not all going to be buying. There'll be entertaining mint as well as buying.
Happy Tower says, I'll be speaking up after I square up on Friday.
Okay. I totally understand. Christmas makes everybody's bank account squeak a little bit. I understand that. So
Mine screeches.
your screeches, mine squeaks. So we're gonna say goodnight. Sia, say goodnight. Or
Good night.
Julia, say goodnight. And
Bon appetit.
we'll see you Friday night. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.